So here's how I do my estate sale shopping. I have a little binder here that has business cards. Every time I go to an estate sale, I'll pick up their business card and put it in here. And on the backs, I'll write what I think of the sale, if they're pricey or not, if they have a list that you need to get to early, like an hour early and sign up on a list, if they're friendly, if they'll make bargains, and how they operate. And if they don't have one, I make up my own and just write what I think about on them. So these things very organized, where I might see an estate sale that's opening at 8 a.m. and I'll see, is it really worth it? And I'll see the name, and right there, no, not worth going there at all. A lot of places don't allow you to take a bag or a box in, but with this little very low profile bag, little nylon bag with straps on the back, it's not that I'm trying to hide the fact I have a bag, but it's so thin that it doesn't really make them nervous. And what I like about this one is it has like a little side pocket for the things I carry with me. I carry rubber gloves because some of these places are nasty. And I carry my black lights, or my UV lights. So I've got a little loop. It's got a little light on the loop itself, for obvious reasons, for identifying marks on things or small print. And then my two UV lights. So the reason I carry two, let me grab this. This one is 365 nanometer wavelength. I don't know if you can read that, but 395 nanometer. So these will actually light up different things. Both of these will light up anything uranium, but there's other compounds that only the 365 will light up. So I like to carry both. I also carry a little UV light on my key ring. Little thing right there. And I carry a little flashlight with me. Comes in handy. You don't always want to be using your phone for a light. Sometimes it's good to also keep maybe a screwdriver set in your car, because sometimes there'll be things mounted to the wall. You may want to take them with you, and they'll sell stuff right off the wall. You grab your screwdriver, just grab a screwdriver and take it right off the wall. Alright, so now I'll just demonstrate how some of these, both of these UV lights work. So I have two items here. This one, don't believe contains uranium, and this is Vaseline glass, which does. I'll get the lights turned off here. So first I'll start with my little keychain UV light. This one right here. Oh, it actually glows a little green on here, but in person this vase is not glowing green at all, it's white. But these are glowing. Being Vaseline glass. And this little tiny one on my keychain is a 395 nanometer. So now I'll grab my 395 nanometer. There. You can see that the vase does not glow green, but the uranium Vaseline glass here does. So the 395, while it doesn't make as many things glow, is good for determining if what you have is uranium or not. It filters it out pretty good. But if you don't care if what you have glows as uranium or not, you can use a 365 nanometer. We'll get that turned on here. It makes the uranium glass glow. And it also makes the vase glow green. So if you just want something that glows and you don't care if it's uranium or not, then go with this 365 nanometer. So 365 is also what I use with Amberina glass. So you can see this. This is glowing. I'll use a regular flashlight to show you the difference here. See this Amberina. Now that I believe has cadmium in the yellow to glow. The next thing I always have on hand, and it's just kind of good to always have it on hand anyway, is a pen or pencil in order to sign up on the sign-up sheets if you show up early to an estate sale, before it opens. They frequently don't leave a pen out because people might just take them and walk off with them, But I can show you some of my pen collection that I found at estate sales. All right, let's take a look at some of the fountain pens I find at these estate sales. This is what I collect. This is the one I use pretty much every day. This is my Schaefer Lifetime Balance. And when you get the white dot on the Schaefer, that's normally a higher quality pen. It's a little lever filler. Has a 14 karat gold nib. Not plated, it's solid. I got this for about 50 cents and I restored it myself. Probably sells for 70 bucks, I guess, or so, I don't know, but yeah, I love this pen. I recently got this Parker, I forget what it's called, a Parker 51, something like that. It has a little hood on it. You can't really see the nib right here. This is a Schaefer, or a Parker. Right here, it's got the yellow little plunger on the back. When you push that in, it collapses the sack on the inside. Then when it springs out, it'll suck up the ink. This one was very tough to restore. Man, it was worth it. Another one of my favorites I found. I got this one for 50 cents as well. It's a Schaefer Touchdown. This one has a 14 karat gold nib and it's platinum plated. The way this one feels is kind of unique. Unscrew the back. You pull out the plunger. Then you put it down the ink. When you push it in, that's when it actually fills the ink into the sack. And if you can hear it, it's pressurized. As you push it in, internally it collapses the sack almost flat. And then once it hits the very end, it releases all the air pressure, or equalizes, and the sack expands really fast, and it sucks up ink through the feed here into the body. You would think you would pull it out to draw the ink out, but it actually works backwards from that. This is around the 1950s. (1920s) Schaefer pendant pen. It goes on a little necklace. I found another one of these in one of my videos. But yeah, it's from this one took a while to restore as well. There's no ink in it right now, but it's also a lever filler. I just have all manner of fountain pens I've picked up for almost nothing. Some of these are a little more expensive. I might have paid $8 for this one to restore it. An old lever filler, Esterbrook. Another Parker with a gold nib, got for a couple bucks. also have lots and lots of these dip pens I get for almost nothing. Oh, except this one's interesting. It's a lever filler. But yeah, you get the special nibs on the end. Dip it in the ink, right with it. I also get lots and lots of these nibs. I have a lot of spare parts, broken pens I've picked up that I'm in the process of repairing. Another Schaefer Lifetime Balance. That's a project of mine I'm working on. Yeah, I got so many of these little nibs to stick into these. And these I can pick up for almost nothing. I can, whenever I see them in a drawer, I'll pick a handful of them up and add them into a pile of other stuff, and they don't even bother charging for them. They're not worth a whole lot, but oh, every time I find these, I snag them. I also find lots and lots of cross pens. Not worth a lot, but some of these places you go to, they'll say, oh man, a gold-plated cross pen, that's $20, when normally I get them for $1, if that. I find a lot of these pens still in the box. Some interesting things here. Nice Parker fountain pen from probably the late 90s. Ballpoint pen and fountain pen combo. Old Schaefer, maybe from the 70s. Ballpoint pen and fountain pen combo. It's kind of a starter cheap set. Another Schaefer with the white dot. It's a little bit higher quality. Mechanical pencil pen set. Osmeroid fountain pen. Plenty of cross sets. I don't know if these are 60s or 80s or what they are, but no shortage of them out there. So I have more fountain pens, but these are the ones I find for pretty cheap at estate sales. So just as a joke, I pick up, or just as a challenge, I pick up all the pencil lead I find. Again, I can just throw this stuff in a bundle, and they don't even basically charge me for the lead. So I figured, oh, why not? Let's see how much I can get. Maybe one day I'll make a huge lot on Facebook and just sell all my lead. All kind of chalks and leads. You name it. It's just funny and kind of interesting, all the stuff I find. And pay almost nothing for it. So another challenge I've given myself is try to get as much Garfield as I can. I kept finding so many. I had a short period of time there where I was finding them at every single estate sale. Every day, I should say. I decided, you know what, they're a couple bucks a piece, I'll pick them up. See how much Garfield stuff I can amass. Never know what you'll find. Who knows, one day you may have a room full. So I love vintage Legos. Vintage in this case, this is 94, 95 maybe 94. But this is sealed, especially any sealed you can get, especially they each have a code on them. This has a 4-digit code. Any of these 4-digit codes from maybe 2000 or earlier, just get them if they're a reasonable price. Like this, I was shocked when they asked me $10 for it, because I think I could sell this pretty easily for 200 or more. So yeah, this little Lego box, sealed. Yeah, I probably would turn down a $200 offer right now. Should be a little bit more. Another thing I collect is vintage Halloween. Now, one of the easiest and one thing I like is the vintage die cuts, especially your Bestel, or I think these are Kirk. But yeah, the one I really want to find, and I haven't found yet, is anything from the 1920s and 1940s. So the 1920s and 1930s, that's when it first started Halloween become commercialized. You can find some homemade, folk art Halloween decorations, and maybe from as early as the late 1800s. But these aren't too bad. These are from the 80s, and some of these in mint condition they can sell for around. This one I think sells for around 30 to 40 bucks. Now it's kind of hard to ship these, but yeah, some of these have a couple of creases, so I might only get 20 bucks, but I might get 30 for the Wolfman if I want to sell them. I should just go ahead and sell them because I don't think I'm going to decorate with these. And some of the old ones with the old honeycomb fold out. So yeah, I collect. Here's one from 1970s, I believe, early 80s maybe. Got a couple of these. This one won't really sell much. It's worth about 20 bucks. Yeah, Halloween collectors are ravenous. I mean, anything vintage Halloween you can find, even all the way up to as early as the early 90s, then I pick it up if it's a good deal, because it should always sell. And so yeah, all these plus probably 2 or 3 times more than this I got in a whole box for $2, and I can make a lot of profit on this vintage Halloween stuff.